Okay, I have a few things to say today about white supremacy and the division that's going on in the United States. This video might be broken up into a few different parts because I'm actually going to leave the text of a comment that I left somebody the other day, and YouTube wouldn't display it. And I mean, there wasn't even anything. I didn't think that it would be a comment that, was going to end up being censored. And you'll see it because it's a very good way to put how I feel about, people who are blaming everything on white supremacy. And then you got the people on the right who are blaming everything on, black people. And you'll see, it kind of reminds me of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney, uh, stirring everybody up into a frenzy over Arab terrorists. It's sort of the same thing. But I want to leave the text of this comment. I'm going to leave it exactly the way I wrote it, and YouTube would not display it. Probably because I can think there's probably because of the one word that I used, the T word. What did George W. Bush used to say? Terrorists. Okay, yeah, that word. I guess you can't type that in a YouTube comment. But this article is very good. It talks about the racial conflict and the balkanization that's going on. It's from a few years ago, but it's a good article. It's actually from the Wall Street Journal. I'm going to leave two links because it's on this other website, but I'll leave the Wall Street Journal link as well. Okay, keeping on with this same topic, I'm going to explain my idea and my opinion about this particular topic. And this is probably going to be the only time I even talk about this because this is not something that I feel really needs to be spent a lot of time researching like a lot of other people do. I was about to call them idiots, but I'm not going to use ad hominem. So personally, I think white supremacists and neo-Nazis have as much influence in this country as the Flat Earth Society. I can't stand if I'm reading comments and stuff and I see these hardcore left-wing types. They say, oh, look, they're getting a black person to defend their stance or their side. If you see like some of these conservative black people, that are on here, like Jericho Green and those two twins, I forget what their names are, Candace Owens, and they act like black people don't have their own agency or their own ability to make a decision, that they, to come to their own conclusions, So it's like if I were to post a video, which I wouldn't, but let's say if I were to post a video of a black person defending Donald Trump or conservative stances, okay, somebody will come along and say, oh, I love how white people always get black people to do their bidding or something or other, as if black people can't just come to their own conclusions. Now, I don't traditionally identify with either wing of the state-imposed authoritarian bird, as I like to call it. But I wouldn't consider myself a right-winger. I am actually probably a step to the left of center. If I was to actually utilize the left-right paradigm to label myself as something, I would actually probably be in the same political quadrant as Noam Chomsky, to be honest with you. I would consider myself a step to the left because I really don't care about I just don't care about what people do in their personal lives. I'm more of a libertarian when it comes to that stuff. But I don't understand this idea that black people are being manipulated by white people to have conservative beliefs if they choose to have conservative beliefs. I think the people who are espousing that are indirectly calling black people too incompetent to come to their own conclusions. I'm going to leave a link to this other article that is about whether or not black people are likely to commit more, to commit certain types of crime or not. I'm not going to talk too much about that. Let's just say it's a subject that leads to a lot of bitter argument, and that's why I'm not going to touch on this subject anymore after this video. But I really do believe that white supremacists and neo-Nazis have as much power as the Flat Earth Society. I don't think that they have any power. I think that most of them are also probably what I would call COINTELPRO, agent provocateurs that are there to stir up strife at peaceful protests. And another thing also is, what about like the black Hebrew Israelites? That's another thing I would compare white supremacists and neo-Nazis to. I would compare them to the black Hebrew Israelites. They're a very small, tiny, minute cohort of people. They're not a big majority of people. All right, well, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to put this video together in a few little parts, and that's about it.